welcome back to What the Flicks, where you come for all your film and TV show needs, y'all. I'm Harrison.
And I'm Gabi.
We missed y'all, man. First off, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like, leave comments down below. Follow us on all of our social media links. They're also going to be in the description box below. We missed y'all, man. We know it's been a minute.
As you can see, my background has changed. I moved, y'all. So, that's why we've been gone forever. I've been trying to get settled. And I'm still not finished. But we came back. I'm trying to get settled, but, we close to getting settled back here.
Yeah.
So, we getting here. We getting there.
Yep. Been celebrating birthdays.
My birthday was yesterday.
Yep. Gabi's birthday was yesterday. So make sure y'all leave some happy birthday comments in the comments, damn it. May's been real busy for us. Shoot. But we're back. Damn it.
So today's topic is a little welcome back for us. And we're definitely going to discuss a couple movies that we have seen and the lovely X-Men 97.
Yes!
Because it has been not only just a whirlwind, but it has been a lovely show.
Man.
So I guess the only things that we really are just going in on a deep dive on reboots, because everything that I brought up for us is a reboot, actually. Everything that I put on the list is a reboot. Now that I think about it,
are we
that's
really
actually
surprised?
Quite hilarious.
Are we really surprised?
No, because everything that they make now is reboots.
Exactly.
Of course, with a couple side notes and tangents, but where would we be without those? What channel would this be? What podcast would we be without the side notes and tangents? We would not be What the Flicks, right? There's no Gabi, there's no Harrison without the side notes, without the tangents.
Nope,
that's just not us. That is our bread and butter. There's no peanut butter, there's no jelly. I was about to say. Even though you're allergic to nuts, there's no peanut butter, there's no jelly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. So, let's start off with, recently, this Saturday.
Going into this already. Really? I'm wasting my freaking money on that shit, man.
Harrison and I saw a movie that I thought was going to be good because the trailer lied to me. The trailer misled me.
The trailer looks solid.
We saw The Fall Guy. And this is a movie I was anticipating. I'm not going to lie. I felt lied to because the trailer looked pretty good. I'm usually a good judge of character by these trailers. I usually can judge it.
Me too.
I usually
me too.
That looks pretty.
I can tell if it's like a Netflix trailer or an actual real good movie trailer.
I'm looking at
shots
you,
on all
Mad
Netflix.
Max Furiosa. I'm looking at you.
Exactly.
It's awful. That looked like a Netflix trailer.
More like Tubi.
That don't look like no Mad Max trailer. That do look like a Tubi movie. That looked like they bought that on Wish.
On Temu.
Temu. That's that Temu. Mad Max. Give it back.
For real.
I wish I didn't buy this on Wish. Like give it back.
Yeah.
Oh no. Stop it.
Fall Guy was terrible, y'all.
The Fall Guy was an unstructured hot mess. It was all over the place. Now, I know you got what you guys are saying. Gabi, it was an action comedy. It doesn't have to make sense. Think about Fast and Furious. Do those movies make sense? Listen. Fast and Furious is
Let me
almost
tell you.
11 movies in.
I was about
Those
to say, let me
it
tell y'all.
became so unhinged. They were like, forget about it.
First off, if
It
y'all want
used to make
to,
sense. It
I was
used
about
to
to
make
say
sense. The
after
first
five,
like three movies, the
well,
four movies made sense.
I'd say yeah,
Four,
up 5, but yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah, 4,
before
4.
Brian
Well,
died.
I'll say 4 only because Tokyo Drift. I don't really count that, so it's really like the first one, second one.
I love Tokyo Drift. First of all,
Tokyo Drift, yeah, it was good. It was good. I just
that's my second favorite movie. Too Fast, Too Furious is honestly the best one.
it is. But like
Yeah, Too Fast, Too Furious is the best one. Tokyo Drift is my second favorite.
Yeah, Brian died in the filming of the 7th one, but and real Fast and Furious fans, it should have ended on the 5th one because that's where they got all the money. So, but yeah, at least there was some structure to it. All right, there was some structure
Yeah,
to those movies. After that,
yeah.
after 5, it just went out the window.
When I see you again.
Why you trying to make me cry? Trying to get up in my feelings.
Like that was that was the seventh one.
Yeah, that was the 7th one, the last one that Paul Walker was in.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was earlier than that. I don't
Well,
know why I thought that was the fifth one or the
yeah,
sixth
no,
one
no.
because they went
Either
on
way.
movie 12. No, because it's Fast X Part 2,
Yeah, yeah. But
which
anyway,
I don't know how you can top going to space.
listen.
Which
At this point,
I'm kind of I'm like I tell you I really do this because I said before Fast X came out I was like, what are they gonna do, go to space? And then I
and
heard
then what did
they
they
went to
do?
space
They
and I
went to
was like,
space.
what are they gonna do? Do the like do a finale part 2? And then it was like
Finale
this
part
movie
2.
has 2 parts, and I was like, I'm out here, doing this. I was like,
On some Xavier
huh.
shit. On some Xavier
Right?
shit.
I was like, what in the world? Like, I now it's kind of clear because this franchise has been a cash cow for like years.
For decades,
I
yeah.
mean, if you didn't see this coming, you kind of stupid because
Mm-hmm.
this franchise, you could be like, oh, let it die all you want to, but this franchise is a cash cow. I doubt they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna let it die after this movie because I've heard that they're not gonna bring back Jason Momoa, and I mean, if they have a new like villain in the or antagonist in the movie 11, then they probably will keep it pumping. That's probably why they're not bringing back Jason Momoa in the last one. Yes, I'm gonna keep calling him Jason Momoa. I will not. I will not give
Man,
him the credibility. Everybody else be all up in his booty. I'm not gonna do it. Gonna
right.
do
Yeah. But like we said, Fast and Furious had some structure in the beginning, and that's when it went off the rails. But so action comedies, um, action comedies deserve to have structure.
That's what should make it funny.
That's
That
what
was
makes
my
it
point.
funny.
I did get way off subject, but my point was to be that an action. First of all, Fast and Furious didn't even start as an action comedy. It started as a pure
Pure
action movie.
racing. Mm-hmm. Pure
It,
racing
it was
action.
it,
Mm-hmm.
it it started off as pure racing movies. Then
Mm-hmm.
grew into an action movie, which okay, um, because like why did they just are super whatever. You
Literally.
basically can do anything with the power of family, but okay. And
Yeah.
but with a little bit of structure, your movie can allow it to be like more fun. You can have like that's what you see with Fast and Furious. The little
Mm-hmm.
bit of structure they let it have allowed you to have more fun with that movie. You were able to enjoy it more, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
let it stretch more because you were able to have more fun with those movies. It was like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but the more you just suspended disbelief because, like, sure, they're all criminals and the Power family or whatever, but this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's what the structure gave you. It was like, okay, but that was like the first 5, right?
Yeah.
The first 5 or the first 7. You were like, by the time you got to 7, but you were like, I'm still feeling it.
Yeah, because yeah.
I'm not speaking through 8 through 10.
No.
I'm
We
not
don't. We
speaking on
don't. No. Yeah. Hell no. No.
because they were just, going off the
Like,
wall.
and if I'm being honest, even after the 6th one, I'm just like, I get the whole premise of it now. Now it's just trying to spy. Like they put in, like not spy, but like working with the
They kind of
government
did
and
some,
all sort of stuff. Yeah. So, but
special ops.
yeah, literally spec ops. So
Just
I mean,
we do it too
yeah,
much.
yeah, it got too much, but
But that's literally my point. You try to you do too much, and then it like loses the point. You're
hmm
you're you try to do too grandiose, and then you're like nothing's connecting, and then everything's kind of just like, well,
this doesn't make any sense.
to the point where you either don't take it any serious, and then you're just like, I'm just here for the characters. But that
hmm
only works if it's a series. That's why
Yep,
Fast and Furious works. It only works if you've already connected with the characters. So you're just there for
exactly.
them. You're there for the quippy jokes and the relatable characters or the characters that you've already connected with, and you're only there for them.
hmm
The reason why it didn't work with Fall Guys because it's an action comedy, and well, who are these people?
Yeah.
You have nothing to connect to,
Mm-mm.
and I mean, there's nothing there. Nothing connected. There's a bunch of jokes. There's a bunch of people, and I have nothing to connect anything to. There's 50 million plot lines, and nothing's really connecting to anything.
Right.
You can't have that. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
Nothing's connected, and
At all.
only something that you, only a series can do that. Only a franchise can do that sort of thing. Because you have things that overlap. You have things to connect it to. You have things that people can like, oh yeah, I know that. You can't have characters having inside jokes and stuff like that. And
hmm
it,
You can't. You need to have a good structure when it comes to your characters, because that's what ultimately what the audience is going to gravitate towards, and especially once you connect with the characters, they're like, okay, cool. What are they about to do? But Fall Guy messed it up by having a weird structure, not a weird structure, but a all
no,
over the
it was
place,
weird.
like yeah, weird structure where you don't follow the main character, because you would think that Ryan Gosling's character is technically he is the main character, but you would think we would focus on his stuntman abilities and everything. No, we follow pretty much on Emily Blunt's character and how she's trying to make a movie within this quote unquote movie.
It was so strange.
Like
It's
it
like
made
if
no
you think
sense.
about it, you it tried to do this weird thing where there are 3 main characters, right?
hmm
There's it did the thing where there's a movie inside a movie.
Yep.
So that's where you start off where it's weird. You
hmm
have the stuntman, Ryan Gosling's character. We're
Yep.
going to use the real people's names because I don't remember any of the characters' names. I'm not going to lie to you.
I
So
just
you
remember
have,
Gales.
yeah, facts. You have the stuntman, Ryan Gosling's character. You have the director of the movie, that's Emily Blunt's character, and then you have Aaron Tyler Johnson, who is the star of Emily Blunt's movie.
hmm
So you have 2 main characters technically. You have the main character of the movie we are watching, and then you have the main character of the movie that's Emily Blunt's movie.
Yep.
And then you have Gail, who is the producer
Yeah.
of Emily Blunt's movie.
And AA runs. Yeah. She's the
Like,
producer.
I
Yeah.
don't know who she is to Aaron. I don't know who she is.
All right.
I guess she's like his agent or something. Like I think she just
She's like an
I think
agent
she,
type. she's an
I think
agent,
she
but also
like
a
produced all
producer.
his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just what it was. Like she had produced all his movies,
Hmm.
so like she's like the biggest. I They made it seem like they had like some close connection, but that was never really like
Established.
explained.
Yeah.
I was always I spent the whole movie confused about like why she was just like so hooked on him. Maybe it's because like all their movies were connect. Uh,
We digress.
it, it, I was confused. I spent that movie confused because there was so
Yeah.
many things where I was just like, uh, if 2 plus 2 is 4, but who decided that though?
Anyway.
Anyway, but that being said, uh, I I tried to connect with the characters, but it was difficult because then you had Ryan Gosling, who's supposed to be our main character,
Hmm.
but you had Emily Blunt, who used to be in a relationship with Ryan Gosling before she was a director. It was like it was like a year and a half before the main part of the movie takes place. But
Hmm.
Ryan Gosling suffered a serious back injury. Like
Yeah.
since he's a stuntman, it was like he suffered like a. They made it seem like it was almost life threatening, but it was like a serious back injury.
No, he broke
Um,
his back.
yeah,
He fell. He fell like 10 stories up, smack
right,
onto the pavement.
right. He broke his back, so
Hmm.
like ruined his career, broke his
Yep.
back, and apparently he stopped talking to her. But it seemed like he stopped talking to everybody.
Oh yeah, he
So
he completely left the business after that incident.
so apparently when Gail called him, it was like, "Oh yeah, Emily Blunt wants you here," and it was like, and she saw him, she was like, "No, no, no," but apparently she was just super butthurt about the fact that he wouldn't talk to her.
Yeah, and that he pretty much fell off the face of the earth, and like pretty much she was she was playing victim. There's
She was,
she
because
she she was
honestly,
playing
she just kept going. I tried to be there for you. I tried to be there for you, but it was like honestly, homie broke his back,
exactly
ruined
like
his
not,
career.
and literally that's life altering. Like the back is your foundation of your body. So if you break all that shit, sorry, um, you're going to fall into a depression and all this other stuff. So I'll give it to Emily Blunt's character. She played a real good asshole. So
Yeah,
um,
I just feel like she just was doing that thing where like she just projected on him,
hmm
and it didn't seem very much like. It seemed like somebody wrote a character that only projects, like that person who was just like, I tried to be there for you. I tried to be there for you. I wanted to be there for you, but you wouldn't let me be there for you. But doesn't really take into account how that person might have been feeling at the time.
hmm and it was all, and you, even as like the audience, you didn't see any like text messages and phone calls. It wasn't a montage from that year and a half to where our movie is. You just see the accident happen, then it was like 18 months later, and then you see Ryan Gosling's character um valeting cars. You don't see
And
any
I think
type of
that would have
text
helped.
messages. Exactly. You don't see any type of text messages, or like you don't hear um audio in the background of Emily Blunt's character leaving him
In
voicemails
the
like,
voice
"Hey,
message, yeah.
I just got this opportunity, blah blah blah," or "Hey, I just got my script um
Mm.
greenlit." You don't hear any of that. So when you hear Emily Blunt's character saying, "No, I don't want him. Why is he here?" Blah blah blah. You're just like, damn, bro, he broke his back. What do you think's gonna happen? So,
And then him
and
coming and doing all those splits, it had to be like the first the first stunt he did clearly was
He was
he had
drunk.
PTSD from like the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I you could see that it was crazy. I don't know. Part of the script, most of the script was poorly written. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Yeah.
one of my main problems was there was this whole plot line about how Aaron Taylor Johnson's character was missing, and they needed to find him because he's the main character in Emily Blunt's movie.
Mm-hmm.
So to finish filming it, they really needed to find him or whatever. So you'd think that would be your main plot line. But that was filmed more as the B plot. We
Yep.
really didn't get to that till like maybe like the second quarter of the movie. And I was like,
Sure. I want to say probably even 3/4.
yeah, I was just like, what? They really focused more on Emily Blunt filming her movie. And honestly, there weren't that many stunts done. I'm just gonna say it. There weren't that many stunts done.
Right.
And like the first half of the first half of the movie, I wasn't seeing that many stunts. They set homie on fire a couple times. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there was the one with the car, and then there was the ones like right at the beginning where he broke his back. But there really weren't that many stunts done, and I was like, look, the trailer lied to me.
And
Most of the
when
stunts were done at the in the third quarter of the movie.
and when you see and what she means by there weren't that many stunts, most of the stunts that were happening were just Ryan Gosling fighting and like doing
Mm.
these like jumps on boats and stuff like that. But again, you don't get the message across and you don't connect with Ryan Gosling's character because they focus it more on Emily Blunt's movie rather than focusing on Ryan Gosling um trying to find Aaron Taylor Johnson's character.
Which was kind of whack. I think if they had focused on that plot line, we
Mm-hmm.
had gotten to that earlier on,
Yep.
I would have it would have kept us more engaged,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have felt more like an action comedy. We would have been focused on that. It would have been like, oh yeah, he would have ran into the people trying to keep him from finding that out because I mean, it was a whole conspiracy thing going on, so we would have had more action going on. He would have had to fight more people. He would have had to go to that club earlier on. It would have been a whole thing. You know, he would have had more adversaries earlier on. It would have been a lot more crazier stuff going on. He would have had to involve the Mbaku a little bit earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been funny because he would have had to have like Mbaku and Emily Blunt like kind of working from the inside, kind of having them
Yeah, have
involved
that.
on the inside.
Yeah,
And
like
that would have been fun.
mm-hmm.
Kept the comedy going, and then trying to get like Emily Blunt kind of like on his side, and it would
Yep,
have had them like connecting.
and
I
rekindle
think
their relationship
exactly. So it would have been a
in an
fun way
organic
to
way.
have them right because the way that they connected wasn't really anyway. It was her being mad at him the whole movie, and then like when she thought he died, she was like sad.
Yeah, like once she found out like that Ryan Gosling got framed for the deletion of another stuntman, she got a phone call from Ryan Gosling and he was pretty much pronouncing his love to her and like you see this close up of her like tearing up and then you hear shots in the background and then Ryan Gosling like abruptly hangs up. Of course, you know the whole cliche hanging up before a person deletes. So yeah, you don't.
And the whole like self-sacrifice thing was
Yeah,
obvious that he didn't. The little misdirection part
yeah,
with the jacket be like, oh yeah, the whole body is gone, but the jacket is still there in the big explosion.
Like, really, bruh? Really?
Like oh yeah, oh he's gone. He's been handled. Be like, bro, why would the jacket still be there? You
Yeah.
saw the big explosion. Why would the jacket still be there, sir? Sir, be so for real. Be so for
Exactly.
real.
For real. Like,
That giant
damn.
explosion, and you think the jacket, the leather jacket, survived? Be for real, bro. Be for real.
It's
Every and even if the jacket survived, it wouldn't have a singe on it, sir. I
right.
need you to look me in my eyes and tell me that you've done this before.
Exactly. Like
Good lord.
the whole like trying to make it where like, oh,
Didn't
we're
they pour
trying to
gasoline on that man?
yeah.
That
Oh
jacket would
yeah.
be on fire.
Yep. Honestly, he wouldn't have
To
survived
a
at all.
crisp. Krispy Kreme. Rice Krispies.
Kettle cooked.
Crispy chicken sandwich.
It would have been kettle cooked chips. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So and we would have we would give it leeway if the movie just wasn't so trash. Like, it sounds like we're nitpicking. Like, oh well, then they poured gasoline on him, and he drove a boat through a gas tank.
That wasn't that
Yes,
bad.
it, right. It was
It really wasn't a pick. That wasn't that bad.
right. No, I know, but like, I know there's some people be like, well, Harrison Gabby, but like, it's an action movie. Like, you don't gotta be. The whole point of this is you're structuring it off of Emily Blunt's character's movie. We do not care about that piss poor of an excuse movie within this movie. We
Oh
care
yeah.
we care about Ryan Gosling being a stuntman, and honestly, I will give him props when it comes to the whole stuntman like portrayal and all this other stuff of how it happened. That was cool,
Yeah,
but
the boat thing was actually pretty cool.
yeah,
I
the
think that
boat,
it was kind of dumb.
the car chase, him flying through windows and stuff. That was cool, but
Him and Stephanie Shu with the dog in the
yep.
truck.
Shout
That
out
was
Jean
pretty cool.
Claude. You're right.
Yeah.
You still don't understand why Stephanie's shoe is in there, but hey, we don't mind her getting her bag, but paying her all that
Stephanie Shu
money
was there for like
just
5 seconds.
even even Aaron Taylor Johnson's character wasn't even in it for that long. Like, he was in it for like
I don't even
towards the end of the
understand the
movie.
point of his character,
They really honestly.
honestly. If he wasn't gonna be there for real,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it would have made more sense, like I said, if he was at the forefront of the movie. But
Mm-hmm.
he was not, therefore, he literally had nothing to do except for be at the end of the movie. And I was like,
And then you
because I
find
thought it
out
was going to be something like a little cute, and then it wasn't. Because I thought it was cool until he wasn't in the movie like at all. And I was like, oh.
okay.
Because it was like his posters were all over the place and stuff like that. So I thought it was gonna be like some big megastar thing, and he was gonna pop up every now and again. Oh no, he wasn't popping up at all till like the last, like till like the
Like the
last part of
last
the movie.
the last
He
quarter of the
came out
movie.
at the climax of the movie, and I was like, oh, oh,
All
that's
right.
it. I was like, you're
Right.
not paying for this.
Exactly.
He's one of the highest. Like his check was probably the third highest check in the movie because Emily Blunt is probably the highest check in that movie. Ryan Gosling is
I was
probably the
about to
highest check.
say they
But
they
as
could
I was
be
saying,
even.
Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt were probably like this,
And then Aaron
but
Taylor Johnson, then
Aaron is
Gail.
right under them. Yeah,
Yep.
Aaron was right under them.
And for somebody who's the third character in your movie to not have them in the movie until like the last quarter of the filming or of the movie, that's not good. Because for y'all, they couldn't find an actual balance of action and comedy. They only had the comedy aspect within the dialogue between Ryan Gosling and Winston Duke. I mean,
Yeah,
M'Baku.
and
And
yeah,
that was funny, but it in order for you to have more comedic that comedic
Timing.
portrayal, yeah, timing,
Oh,
portrayal in a movie, you need to have more of that. Winston Duke's character was just popping in and out rather than being there as like an actual team.
and I'd rather him be an actual like character in that movie. He was more of a side character, but everybody
Right.
kind of felt like a side character, which was part of my problem. There wasn't a lot of character chemistry because everybody felt like a side character.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, even Ryan Gosling felt like a side character in his own movie.
Which is wild.
Emily Blunt felt like a side character, to be honest.
Yeah, there wasn't really any clear cut. Like, even though we know it's Ryan Gosling.
It was the
Like
portrayal. It
it
felt
was
like
right.
everybody. Well, not the portrayal. The writing made it feel like everybody was a side character. There was nobody who, the way everybody had to talk to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody that felt like they were in the forefront of the movie. So it felt really weird.
It was
Nobody got
the
enough screen time for you to be like, yeah, this person is the main character. It was just like, huh, it should
yeah.
be Ryan Gosling. But Ryan Gosling takes a backseat to Emily Blunt a lot. But Emily Blunt takes a backseat to the plot a lot.
You can make
But
an
and
argument. You can make an argument that Emily Blunt is the main character of this movie.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
But
and
Emily Blunt
that's
takes a backseat to her own movie a lot. So it's like, and Emily Blunt also took a backseat to Gale a lot.
yeah. Gail shouldn't. Even though I love that actress from Ted Lasso, Gail's character shouldn't even like. I shouldn't even think of her as a main character. I should think of
She
her as
wasn't
like a
that
side.
interesting.
The only thing that was interesting was her bad freaking wig. So
Her
I
wig was awful. It needed to be brushed,
it
washed.
it looked like a dead animal. Honestly,
It did. It did.
like it was trying to build romance between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling's character. It fell flat.
They had chemistry. It was falling flat
It
because they didn't talk enough.
the writing was terrible. Like even that first scene of like them filming the first day of filming Emily
That
Blunt's
was.
movie, that had to be the cringiest thing I have ever
I'm glad you cringed too, because I was
like
like,
because
I was sitting
Ryan
there. I don't
Gosling.
know if you saw me, but I was sitting there like, uh, she was just like, "Oh, do you know what this movie is about?" I don't know if he had time to read the script, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you what it's about in front of the whole crew while they're
yeah.
filming. And I'm like, you're delaying the
Like
filming
she
process
was literally like, and honestly, I don't
and
know.
set him on fire like 5 times,
Yeah,
maybe 8.
probably 10. I'm trying to think of. I can't remember if there was a line where she said this whole movie is pretty much about that instance of him. Because
Well,
that's
she didn't
literally.
say that out loud, but
No, I
she
know,
did. She
but she was pretty much saying, "Hey, this movie is about my interaction with you, and it's been the last year and a half, and I haven't heard from you in that long." That's pretty much what
right.
her
That's
movie's based
essentially
off of,
what it boiled down
and
to,
that should
which
tell
was
y'all,
pathetic.
why nobody gives a damn about this movie within a movie, Emily Blunt's movie.
And I'm
Who should
just gonna
care?
say, her movie. This is how you know the movie was bad, because the alien female. It's about an alien female who falls in love with a space cowboy, uh, and the alien female's name is Ileana. And I'm sorry, I couldn't get over that.
I'm not gonna lie, when you said
Ileana was wild.
when you brought that up in the car, I was like, wait, what?
No, I
Alien?
brought that up in the
I mean,
theater.
in the theaters. I was like,
I was sitting right next to you. I said, Ileana. She couldn't
yeah,
come up with anything better than that. She could have a real name.
yeah. I was like, what? Ah,
Ileana is wild.
Aliena.
The alien named Ileana.
And that should tell y'all that you should not care about the Emily Blunt's movie. It should only be about trying to
The
find
writer of
a
this
Ron.
movie, the writer of this movie didn't even care to make Emily Blunt's character creative enough to give this alien a better name. I'm sorry, but that pisses me off. Excuse me. Aliana is wild.
Nah, like that's like just like how Ryan Reynolds said. Now that's just lazy writing. That's just lazy writing.
They could have just kept the whole movie to themselves. We could have just seen them filming a little bit, but we did not need to see them filming the whole movie. We didn't need to know all the details. We
Right.
didn't. We didn't. Somebody could have told us what the plot was a little bit, and we could have learned that it was about her hurting, and we could have learned that it was about her little experience with him. We
Yep.
didn't need to know all that excess stuff. We didn't need to know. We don't need to see them. We didn't need to see all that excess.
And one of the last parts I have to say is, like, we talked about this too. The Comic-Con trailer at the end of the movie, because first off, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character switches up just like that, saying he's the best stuntman I've ever had, even though he was the one who plotted against Ryan Gosling's character and literally was the person who was responsible for breaking his back. Then all of a sudden he's gonna switch up and say he's the best stuntman I've ever had. After Gale says he's just a nobody stuntman. What?
That was wild. It
That
feels
was
like there was a
dumb.
lot of writing. It feels like there's either more than one writer.
I think there
It feels
was
like they
like two
went through.
writers.
It feels like they went through like a lot of rewrites, and it's like a lot of stuff slipped through.
Yeah,
It
I
had
get.
to be.
Yeah. Because there ain't no way, like, if I were to see a screening of this, like that they're like 90% done and they're doing a screening, I would have been like, this is ass. I don't want to. You should not put this out there. You are going
It's
to
not
lose
doing
money.
well. It didn't do well.
Like, and so that part of the ending of the movie, and then you have because some parts of the movie they're talking about the Comic-Con trailer. So you see a Comic-Con trailer at the end of the movie. But you would think, okay, they're just gonna show that one scene of the car rolling with Ryan Gosling, and then they're gonna just show the end credits or
Because it
the
was like a big deal that they did this like giant car jump that was like supposed to be like the biggest thing. Nobody's ever done it. Blah 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 blah
mm-hmm,
blah.
exactly. But no,
And it was like, yeah, we're gonna show this at Comic-Con.
right, and then and then they show you the actual trailer of the movie. You don't
We
see
didn't
like
need to
just
see that.
you did, and plus on top of that, because Aaron Taylor Johnson and Gail's character pretty much got blacklisted and got arrested or whatever. Yeah, everybody's hunky dory. They recasted Aaron Taylor Johnson as Jason Momoa. Dang, you got me calling him Jason Momoa now. Jason Momoa as Aaron Taylor Johnson in Emily Blunt's movie.
But what didn't make sense is that if Ryan, this is kind of a nitpick, I guess, but it kind of irritated me because like the whole thing is your stunt double is supposed to look sort of like you, and like they had like this whole technology where they can kind of like put his face on him, so
Mm-hmm.
like they don't have to like constantly do that thing where it's like you can pause the movie and kind of see where the stunt double is. So like that was like a whole like little bit of a plot line, and so it was Jason Momoa, and I was like, but what about the whole?
Face
So who
scan.
was the stunt double?
Yeah, who
So
was
who
the
was the
stunt
stunt
double?
double?
Right.
So who was the stunt double? Did they refilm the whole movie? And I know it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter, but it matters to me because I'm confused. There's
Yeah.
no way they could have refilmed the whole movie.
And they were already over
They
budget.
already said that. There was
Gail
a whole
already
line
said
of the
that.
movie.
Yep, Gail said that they were already over budget when Aaron Taylor Johnson's character was missing. So there was
There's
no way
no
for them to recast him. So
there's no way they could have refilmed the whole movie. There's no way that a movie that's over budget, a big budget movie that's over budget, a big budget overproduced movie.
got recasted.
Sorry.
Now, and I
For
think
somebody like Jason Momoa, who's an expensive actor, to redo a whole movie,
I
a
would have even
multi-million-dollar movie.
I would have put in Zac Efron or Tom Cruise or something. Like if you want to go that far, because at least their hair looked around the same. Like, golly, bro.
It's still an expensive actor, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, at least Zac Efron, yeah. But
That's
yeah,
still
Jason
expensive.
Momoa.
Zac Efron is pretty expensive nowadays.
Yeah, now he is. But now, and even though it it does come off nitpicky, like what Gabby's saying, we not the only reason that we're saying this is because the movie in general is based off of Emily Blunt's movie. We wouldn't have cared if it was Jason Momoa, if it was, more, if it was focused more on the missing of Aaron Taylor Johnson and Ryan Gosling trying to find him, and Emily Blunt, almost like a buddy action type action
They
comedy
didn't
movie.
focus so much on the movie.
Right.
If the movie wasn't shown and they didn't show so much of the movie, but they focused so hard on the movie, now I care. It's so
Exactly.
many times that they mentioned so many details of the movie. Now I care. You got me. I'm not really invested in the movie, but they didn't mention all the details and the like all
Mm-hmm.
the semantics of the movie. Now I care. Damn it.
Exactly.
You done
Exactly.
showed me filming most of the movie. You done showed filming so many parts of the movie. I care. Damn it.
Yeah. Care about the alien, care about the cowboy, care about everything, care about the background CGI of it, the
We
how the
showed them
cute
filming like
costume.
the last scene of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then the trailer that they showed was like the last scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to refilm something. I was angry. Like
Yeah.
who refilmed? How long? The way they said it was like Comic Con was coming up, so it's like, did they refilm the movie? I
And
need to know.
I know for a fact they didn't have enough time to reshoot it, because
And
like we
even with,
said, they
I
didn't
was
have
just
enough money.
thinking maybe they used a little technology thing to put it, but Aaron's body is so much different than Jason Momoa. Ain't no way.
Exactly.
Ain't no way. And how long would he have had to be in the studio to do that?
Yep.
A whole movie? I'm angry. The logic ain't there. I'm so stressed trying to think about it. I'm so stressed. We need to move on to a different
I
subject. That
no,
movie was just dumb. I
I was about
wouldn't
to
go
say,
see it.
like, yeah. So all in all, y'all, I'm giving this movie like a 4 out of 10.
I give it a 3.
Or like it would
3.2. Ryan Gosling was really funny.
Ryan Gosling and M'Baku were the only good characters in this film. So once again, came out with an action movie that we thought was going to be good, but it turns out it was just another Hulu. I'm not even going to give them Hulu. I'm gonna give them
Now, who to be
Tubi.
busting out with the good stuff?
I'm about to say Netflix Tubi type movie. So y'all want to go see it, go ahead. But that's just our verdict on Fall Guy. Yeah,
3.2
yeah.
on the what the flick scale.
On what
We
the
need to
flick
create a
scale?
scale.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like the moist meter from if you're familiar with Charlie from Moist Critical, you'll know what I'm talking about. He reviews like movies sometimes. He got the moist meter.
Yeah,
I just hate the
yeah,
word moist.
yeah. Or the Flickster meter or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. But yeah.
Flickster official.
So, shall we get in?
So
Are we getting into next?
there was something else I wanted to. Oh. Before we get into X-Men, let me talk about a different reboot. Because I don't know if y'all knew, but the Fall Guy was a reboot.
I didn't know that when
That would be my third time telling you
I
that.
know. I'm just I'm telling them that I didn't know at first, and then I was
I was
gonna
about
say
to
you told
say,
me.
like, what? My mom is the one that told me that the Fall Guy was a reboot. I think it was a show in like the 80s. Um, yeah, it was a TV show, and my mom actually told me yesterday, day before yesterday. Anyway, she told me the other day that it was actually a totally different tone. It wasn't. It wasn't a comedy at all. It actually had like a more serious tone. It's like, oh, maybe that's why it sucked. But a different reboot
Or
that
they
is
didn't.
very, 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 very successful. One of the best reboots I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not talked about much among the reboot gang.
Cause it's that freaking good. Damn it. It's that
That is not
good.
talked about. It
No.
deserves to be
I
talked about.
no. I yeah. I just didn't know that it had been a reboot for a while.
Well,
And then when
yeah,
I
because
found out,
Planet of the Apes. I was gonna say Planet of the Apes is an old movie. I think it's from the 80s.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
it's a. I think the Planet of the Apes series is from the 80s because I've seen
Mm.
like the first Planet of the Apes. I haven't seen the whole series, but I saw the first Planet of the Apes movies, Planet of the Apes movies when I was like a kid. Um, so yeah, I've seen the first Planet of the Apes movie. I had never finished like all of those,
Mm.
but yeah, it's always weird watching that because of the costuming, but it's like interesting because just to see how like costuming has changed.
Yeah, yeah.
And just even now comparing that to like mocap, it's like
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Leaps and bounds.
Right, right. And some of the like Planet Rise, Dawn, and War have
Mm.
like have some of the best motion capture I've ever seen. It's definitely up there with Gollum. It's up there with it. Like that is some great
I'll say
capture.
even Avatar.
Oh yeah, I was definitely gonna say that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Planet of the Apes is
Those are like my
honestly
three top examples of like motion capture.
they're honestly
I
Planet of
mean,
the Apes
especially because Andy Serkis is like Smeagol
under.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, he's Gollum too. So like, and
yeah.
that's already crazy. Him being freaking Gollum
And
and
Caesar,
Caesar and Caesar. So let's give a little
perfection.
round of applause
We have
for Andy
Andy
Serkis.
Serkis. Andy Serkis is 100%
Flowers,
an underrated
flowers,
actor. We need to give him his props and his flowers because
his flowers.
man, Andy Serkis with Caesar. Damn.
First of all, Caesar is a black man. He might be Andy Serkis,
Yeah,
but that is a black man.
exactly.
That
Yeah.
man move around like he got a fade. He be walking in the room like
Yeah.
I'd be like, Caesar is a
No.
black man. That is a
No.
black man.
Yeah, for sure.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
Caesar is a black man through and through. Okay,
Hmm.
Caesar got a fade and he wear them black Air Forces. Okay,
When he needs to, he was on them white Air Forces in the first one. Now he on his black Air Force stuff going on.
on his black Air Force game, the next two movies, like he
Yeah,
was he was black Air Force gang all the way, and you're just like,
and as he should have been,
you got
sure.
that clean cut fade, like
Mm-hmm.
like dang
Mess with
Caesar.
him if you want to. F around and
Exactly.
find out.
Exactly. But in the calmest way. Caesar's that boy. You got
Yeah.
he is really the Don too. Like he really be on that
Mm-hmm.
kiss my ring stuff.
Yeah. And the thing that I love about Caesar's character, Dawn of the Planet, I mean, Planet of the Apes just in general is just, I feel like after this fourth one, this is the only movie series, because you can't call it a trilogy after this fourth one that's coming out, or that's already
Right.
out. This series is going to be the only one where all four movies are just phenomenal. Like there's
Right.
there's nothing bad about them, anything like that. You can nitpick at certain stuff, but from a main concept and from the whole plot line, it's fantastic. And I don't think
I
in
didn't really have any nitpicks for the third either. Like I really like
right, like
all three of the first ones. I don't have any nitpicks. I just recently
exactly,
rewatched all the first thing. I haven't seen the fourth one yet.
exactly.
I'm seeing it this weekend, but I thought all of them were really good. I actually love that in the second one in Dawn, it
Hmm.
it was like you see Caesar and like he trusts them and he feels almost conflicted about trusting them so much. But he's just like, if we just let the humans come through and do their little thing, they'll leave us the hell alone.
Yeah,
And then, you got Koba who's like, they tortured
yo,
me. They
Co-
tortured me.
yeah,
They tortured me. Let these out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. But what
and
I
if
actually like the most
mhm.
is
I'm
that
getting chills already.
out of like usually the humans are so stupid. It's always the humans that do something dumb as hell.
Hmm.
But nobody did nothing that was super, super dumb. And
No, they
like
were
what I mean
actual tactical
is,
about it.
well, that's not what I mean. I mean like usually, except for that one guy,
Oh yeah,
he was
yeah,
good.
that one guy. Yeah.
I'm glad they got him out of up out of there because, like,
Hmm.
sir,
Yeah.
but but usually it's like the one guy that wants to just, I'm gonna do what I want to do, because I'm power hungry or because I want to do what I want to do my way. But he was like, I'm gonna give y'all 3 days, and if everything goes well, everything goes well. And he did that. He didn't go sneaking
Hmm.
behind nobody's back. He didn't do nothing else. He didn't jump the gun. And usually there's always somebody that goes and jumps the gun and tries to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna delete them just because that's what I feel like I'm gonna do. Just
Definitely.
because I'm gonna protect y'all safety, just because that's what I want to do. Like, no one did that because
Right.
all they wanted was their power back on. And I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
did nothing dumb.
And I think I misused the word tactical. I mean, I should have just said they were smart about it. They were logical about it. They were just
Mm,
like, hey, we'll give y'all 3 days. Okay, we just want our power back. All right, cool. Let's have this
right.
kumbaya type thing. Koba said F that.
Yeah, he wanted
Koba,
violence.
Koba. And what I was going to say earlier was that it's funny that we're about to talk about X-Men 97. Koba and Caesar are the pure example of Xavier and Magneto. Just from Koba is like no, I mean I'm talking not just X-Men 97, but I just mean like X-Men as a whole, like from like the movies that we grew up watching. Where
Okay.
yeah, I'm not talking about X-Men 97. X-Men 97, I'm me personally, that's a like whole other aspect from the movies. But I'm just comparing movie X-Men to this of Xavier and Magneto. Koba is Magneto when it comes to, they tortured me, everything like that. And Caesar is, Xavier trying to see both sides,
Tolerance.
the tolerance and whatnot. So it was just a good ass clash. And even Koba, I I just remember that one scene where Koba was having the thing on his shoulder, and he said, "Humans are not ape." And Caesar said, "Cold hearted." And no, I'm sorry. And then after he said that, Koba said, "You are not ape." And Caesar said, "Cold hearted." No, you are not ape. Bow. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. This is why this series is gonna be the only series, and I personally think in modern day cinema, all four movies are phenomenal. You can't say anything bad about it or anything like that. It's just, and I know for a fact this fourth one is gonna be good. this fourth one is going to be excellent.
And I like the whole, and this one did something that I've seen that this one did something that I wish that like Avatar did when it came to Legend of Korra. It did the jump instead of doing like right after.
Oh, like some years
Or like
ahead,
super.
or
It
like
did like a bunch of years ahead instead of like
you.
a couple years ahead. No, we did a big jump. We didn't do just
Yeah,
a few years after. We
it was
did
like a decade,
no, they did like a
or
big jump. We didn't
like
do so his kids is a little bit older.
oh
No,
yeah, we're talking about
we
decades.
did we did
Yeah,
yeah.
like yeah. Okay,
That's what
got
I'm
you.
talking about. That's what I wanted when it came to like Avatar. I wanted a big jump. We
Yeah,
want to see the effects of the legacy.
yeah. Legend of Korra. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. But so that's what we're getting with the new one, Kingdom.
Yeah. Uh
Yeah.
huh. Yeah.
We're getting the effects of the legacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how like the what was I about to say? The symbolism um for Caesar can be like attributed to Moses.
Mm.
You know, like he died before he could enter the promised land. You know, Moses is not allowed to be to enter the promised land. So he
Yeah.
died before he could enter.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. Dang, that's good. That's cool. But yeah, y'all go watch New Dawn of,
I
New
can't
Planet
wait
of
to
the
see that
Apes.
movie.
Me too.
I am ready to see that movie. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
Yeah.
And you know, Caesar, yeah, like yeah, you see it. You know, Caesar
Yeah.
said his people, let my people go.
Let my people go.
You know, let his people go 3 different times.
Dead ass.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my back. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Which one is your favorite one?
I never really thought about it. But for right now, for the viewers, my what the flicksters, I'ma say honestly two.
Same. 2
Two
is my
gotta be
favorite.
because it had the most even though the third one is really good, I feel like the
The
second
third
one
is really good.
had the most kind of like they had nothing to lose type, and it was really like I know all of it is conflict based, but 2 was the main the the most conflict out of all of them in my opinion, because not only was even though the first one, yeah, talking about Caesar growing up and doing all that stuff, but not
Wouldn't
only
say that one's extremely conflict based.
yeah, it's not the third one, yeah, but
The third one's extremely
the
like,
third one is
especially
is
that's more
brutal.
internal conflict. That's more internal conflict, and then like
Yeah.
I would say it's like more internal conflict based because Caesar has to like come to terms with the fact that he's like feeling more like Koba.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
like he's got to struggle with that
Yeah.
more
And
than he struggles with that more than he does with Woody Harrelson's character.
it
Because in
was a
the end,
perfect
it's like not Woody Harrelson's character. It's not him versus Woody Harrelson's character. It's more like Woody Harrelson's character like dies from himself.
yeah.
So
Like I think the second one is just more. It was a perfect blend of conflict and story,
yeah,
and you see
and
both.
you know,
I
in
was
the
gonna
third
say
one,
both
he was
sides.
like the humans will destroy themselves. So
Yeah,
and destroy themselves they did.
I was about to
Plus
say
the
they
avalanche.
did that avalanche just like
That
boom.
avalanche was kind of goofy. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
because I was like, where did the avalanche come from?
yeah,
I was looking at it like. I would say that's my only nitpick of that movie. I was like, but where did the avalanche come from? I'm not gonna lie, like there was a bunch of explosions, so yes,
yeah,
but like if it happened a little bit earlier, then it would feel like, oh yeah, we need to hurry up and get up out of here. But it was just everybody like
What?
No, I'm saying that's what happened. Everybody
Oh
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
everybody standing there for like 5 minutes, like Caesar was like,
And
and
then
then
ran.
they were like, and then everybody was like, oh snap.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right. I was like,
Aren't y'all supposed to be
y'all was
running?
blowing up a whole bunch of stuff. Why didn't that come faster?
Right.
Yeah, they were blowing up a whole bunch of crap. So I was like, you think the avalanche would have happened earlier? I don't know. The slow avalanche was a little weird. So
Yeah. But yeah, I think the second one was by far to me was it the second one was when I can't
Cobra
I
shot Caesar.
yeah.
The
But the
coup.
the coup. And the third one was when Caesar's family died, his wife and kid. That was the third one, right? Okay, all right. I
Yeah,
don't know
that was
why
the
I did
Woody
that mixed
Harrelson
up.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That didn't.
Second one was Hamlet. It was Hamlet. The second one was essentially the Lion King, and
Yeah,
then the third one was
the internal
Woody
conflict
Harrelson.
of but
Yeah.
yeah, second one definitely mine. Yeah. On to X-Men 97.
Yes.
Yeah. Me too.
I was humming that this morning, and I was like,
Okay, all right. Wait,
so I was saying,
I've never seen X-Men 97 before.
I mean, the original was not called X-Men 97. So if it was on in the 90s, why would it be called X-Men 97?
You know what I meant, damn it. Anyway.
Saying like if it's on in the 90s and it's like X-Men 97, and everybody's like, but it's 92.
It's already not.
It's only 1995. Why is it called 97? It's like, that's weird. They call it, this is the future. Future.
It
This
wouldn't be
is
a
one
lot
of the
of.
best. It's one of the best shows, one of the best reboot shows I've seen. So congratulations, Disney Plus. You
It's the
did it.
best. It's the best reboot show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or
I
buts.
really
I
liked
don't. There
Percy
was.
Jackson,
But
but
yeah,
sorry, Percy Jackson, this is the best one I've seen. It's
it's
just the
X-Men
best thing I've seen.
97. Percy Jackson. Where's it? Wait. What's another? Wait.
I don't really know any other good reboot shows
Yeah, those are the
off
only
the
two.
top of my head.
Yeah,
Off the top of
those.
my head, I can't really think of any.
Me either.
Oh, Cobra Kai. Because
Oh.
Cobra Kai's reboot
Oh yeah, of the movie and yeah.
of
Ooh.
Karate Kid.
Ooh.
So I put that above Percy Jackson,
Yeah.
honestly.
I'm not gonna lie.
That
Yeah.
season 5 was wild.
Yeah, that season 5 was. Ooh, that was intense.
Left me screaming.
Yeah, I was like, hey yo.
Screaming at the TV.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, Cobra Kai definitely goes above Percy
Oh yeah,
Jackson.
for sure. X-Men 97, Cobra Kai, Percy Jackson.
Cobra Kai never dies, y'all.
At all.
Anywho, so X-Men 97, top of the list, is the best reboot TV show I've ever seen. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastical.
Nothing.
It is Michelin approved.
Michelin approved. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm sorry, that was probably loud into the mic, y'all. But I've never seen so much. The plot is fantastic. The writing is fantastic. Even though writing and dialogue is in the same category, I don't give a damn. The dialogue is fantastic. Cinematography, the animation, fantastic.
And I will say the design is very. They did the same design as the '90s TV show, even
Hmm.
though I've heard some nitpicks about like it not being the same as the original '90s. But I
Right.
mean, of course, it's not hand drawn. I feel like that's a dumb nitpick because, of course, they don't really
They
do
don't
hand
hand
drawn
draw
anime.
anymore.
They don't do hand drawn animation. It's really hard to find people who hand draw animation anymore just
And
because it's not really feasible
I was about to
for
say,
big companies. It's not
yeah,
really feasible for big companies anymore, so it's hard for that to be found. I'm pretty sure people still do hand drawn animation. It's just not feasible for big companies.
right.
That's that like a little side note.
And
But
the reason that it's not feasible, y'all, is because it takes a long time to hand draw stuff, and a lot of these companies want to produce a whole put out their product like fast as hell. So it's better to do computer generated than hand drawn. So yeah, but continue.
for the CGI style that they went to, they made it very very close to the
Mm-hmm.
original to the style of the
The
of the
original.
90s style, and it looks very very good. If
Yeah.
you look at the 90s animation and then you look at the CGI version of it, if you look at the CGI animated 90s style, it looks very good. It just looks like a CGI rendered version.
Yeah.
Honestly, they did
I
a couple tweaks. It just looks like tightened up. Honestly, it
mm-hmm.
doesn't look like AI weird. It looks like a
Yeah,
CGI
nah.
tightened up version. It looks a little bit more neat. It's not. It's not a
It's
little
more
like
crisp.
messier. Yeah, because it's CGI, so it's tightened up. It's more crisp. It's less. Um, you don't have those kind of like indentations the way or those like little lines. You're not gonna have those because like those would be in the hand drawn version. You'd
Yeah.
always have those in hand, or those shades and those. You'd always have that in hand drawn. You're never going to get that, and of course, it's not going to be all grainy. This is not the
Mhm.
'90s.
Exactly.
this is
Like
not your. This is not your dirty TV.
I've seen I've
This is
seen
not a '90s TV. No,
I've
no, no,
seen
no.
multiple clips from like this X-Men 97 versus the original, and
I've seen that too.
like because I never saw this before, and I'm looking at the similarities. Like you said, the only thing is really good. I there were you can't. I'm not gonna lie. Even though of course there's gonna be those real fanatics that nitpick about this stuff, but come on, y'all. Let's be real. It's 2024. Like
Yeah,
you can't help with the technology that we have now. Just like how you can't bash on what they had back in the early 90s. Now there's a
and
difference.
most like
No, like there's a difference between not using CGI properly versus actually making it as an accent towards an animation. There's a difference.
yeah, and they kept the style, so that's the important
Mm-hmm.
part. And
That's
most
the
when
main
it comes to
thing.
changing the characters, they like rendered the silhouettes. Like they do,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the most liberties that they took. Like if you look at like Cyclops' silhouette, he changed it a little bit more. His crotch is a little bit higher. Um, like they made some of their like I said, they changed the silhouette so like his chest is a little bit smaller. It's not as long.
Got you.
So it's not like they made major changes. It's
Yeah,
just
you
like they
can't.
made the bodies like they changed the bodies a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like anything major. It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing that people would, unless you're seriously looking at it side by side, you wouldn't actually notice.
Nope, not at all.
You're like, oh wait, they actually changed his body a little bit. Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Some people think
Cyclops.
it's weird that in the first couple of episodes, Storm has a mohawk. It was like in the '80s. That was a hairstyle she had. So I mean, shut up.
Yeah, and I didn't grow up as like a big X-Men fan. Not to say like, oh, I didn't like it. I just wasn't a big fan of it. But even I knew Storm's mohawk hairstyle. But come on now.
That was like
Ain't
a thing that she had in the '80s, and that's just an '80s
I'm
hairstyle.
about to say, just like the mullet
That
back then.
mohawk with the shaved sides. That's a That was an 80s hairstyle.
Yeah.
I wasn't even born in the 80s. Get it together, y'all. So many
Right.
people want to
Exactly.
just blame stuff on being, quote, woke. It's just like, maybe you should learn what that means first before you start using it.
Mm-hmm. Talk to him.
I don't even particularly, I know we've used that a couple times on being here, but that's why we use it in quotes.
Yeah.
When we talk about like being like quote woke, we're talking about like the way people try to go around it and use it. The way people try to use it in media
It's on.
to. Mhm.
Sorry. No, I was just gonna say it's just a fad. It's not really like because at first people were using it correctly, and then it started migrating into everything, especially media and film and entertainment, which is why we had the downfall of Hollywood and all this other stuff. By the way, go check out one of our last episodes where we talked about that. Um, being woke in film and TV and stuff like that, you acknowledge the differences and you try to change and you want to change the way things are being portrayed, which is fine, but you don't want to overdo it and you change the meaning of the term woke by just putting in a whole bunch of stuff that isn't necessary versus being genuine about it. Like there's a difference between being nitpicky about certain stuff and being like woke. Like people were talking about like X like I forgot what you had told me about it before we had started watching it.
What, that they hoped the X-Men wasn't gonna be what, woke,
Yeah, exactly. Like
but the X-Men already
but
always been woke.
the X-Men have
They
already
always
been,
been woke.
I was about to say
It's
quote
always
unquote
been
woke.
political.
Like
The X-Men always been political. That's
exactly.
that's 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 X-Men. Anybody
Exactly.
that's a fan of X-Men know that X-Men always been political. That's what it was created for.
Exactly. So y'all can't blame X-Men for being woke and all this other stuff. You can blame some of these other movies that aren't related to X-Men and they can be woke and like they're just pulling in like an LGBT character or just a random black person or something like that. You can blame that on being like quote unquote woke, but for the wrong reasons if they weren't made for that role. But with X-Men, that's the whole point. They're mutants. They're different from regular humans. That's why this show is freaking fantastic because you could you connect with them. You connect with them as like quote unquote as people, as mutants. They have lives. They're trying to save the humans, everything like that. And guess what? The humans are still getting mad at the X-Men. You're just like, well, what? Why are they getting mad at? And that's what good
Because humans
storytelling
suck.
is. Because humans
Because
suck.
people
People
suck.
suck.
People suck.
Exactly. And this show is just a great
Humanity
portrayal
is
of that.
flawed, honestly. If you don't want to believe people suck, humanity is flawed. That's really what it boils down to. Humanity is flawed at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day. And
Yeah.
that's what Xavier tries to teach us. Xavier tries to teach us about tolerance. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that humanity is flawed all over.
Yeah.
Whether it's us, the people who are different, you know what I'm saying? And then there's other people who don't choose to be tolerant. We still need to be tolerant at the end of the day to show them that at the end of the day, everybody can be together in harmony. Now we have other people such as Magneto who are like, look, 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 you want to choose violence, I could choose violence too, sir.
If you
Man,
want to go
madam,
there,
madam,
he is
madam,
the pure embodiment of F around and find out.
man,
And
madam,
he get
madam, madam. Don't try me because I will try back. And I will try back in every way. I won't even try, I will.
they like and And the reason why this show is so great is that his points are valid. It's not one. Magneto is
Always.
not. Magneto is not one of those characters or one of those quote unquote protagonists where like you're just like, oh, I don't agree with anything. He's just power hungry or he just wants to rule everything. No. In the show, he literally gives the council a chance to not F up. And he shows them,
Don't make
I
me let you down.
don't make me let you down. It was metaphorically and actual physically. He was just like, don't make me drop you. Don't make me let you down. He had them in space, mind you.
Every
And
Magneto line was hard. I'm not gonna lie. Every time Magneto said something, I was like, "Oh, Magneto, come on now." At
Magneto
first, we
hitting
were
him with,
like, "I'm not sure if I can trust you," but then he just like after that scene, I was like,
and he showed, and
"I'm on
that's
Magneto side."
we both are.
I was
We
like,
both are. We're both
I
we
was like,
both
you know,
Magneto.
anybody
We on Magneto's
after
side.
they got Storm, after they took Storm's powers, I was like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
Magneto, I'm kind of with you.
I'm just like,
Don't let me,
I'm like,
don't
do what you do.
make me let
I
you
was
down.
like, do what you do. Do what you do. Hey,
Especially when we found out what Xavier out here doing, I was like, okay, so you out here with your little space boo? Okay, well,
exactly.
okay,
So, and
okay.
he's a character that you're just like, nah, I get it. You can literally relate this. I'm okay. I'm not gonna bring race into this or whatever. But but
That's what the
I mean,
original explanation was. I mean,
okay. So I mean, so
their
you can.
correlation was
They're
originally
okay.
he
So
was
yeah,
Malcolm and
and
Xavier
Xavier was
was that
MLK.
was yeah, that
So
was their original inspiration. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not wrong to bring in race.
All right,
That's what
cool.
their original inspiration was.
I'm not gonna lie. I was debating on whether or not like if that was true or not.
No,
And
that
like
was
yeah,
their original
yeah,
inspiration.
yeah. So and y'all talking about woke and everything like that or whatever. This is this is a good example of civil
But you can take
rights.
it beyond that. Yeah. That's why
Right.
you can take it beyond that because it it expounds beyond that, and I think it leaves room for people to of all kinds to connect with that. But it also boils down to civil rights.
Exactly.
At its very heart, it boils down to civil rights.
Yeah. Because time and time again, X-Men, the mutants have either they were just living with the humans, or they were actual X-Men actually saving the humans. They were helping them. But what did the humans do? They kept on giving X-Men a bad name. Like
You people.
you people, like they kept on saying you people, everything like that, and all these interviews. And Scott is my favorite freaking. I already
And they
love
have been doing Scott dirty in the movies for years. I was glad that they finally did my boy good.
Cyclops was
Like
always my favorite X-Men,
Cyclops has
and
always been one of my favorites.
he
Cyclops and Gambit.
yeah, Cyclops and not gonna lie, Nightcrawler was my favorite.
Oh,
Cyclops
I
and
love Nightcrawler so
Nightcrawler
much.
was my favorite. And Scott said, aka Cyclops, was like, "Hey, listen." He was in the had his one leg up. Like, hey, listen. If it wasn't for us, y'all all would be effing dead. So don't come in here trying to question me about all this, you know, my family, everything like that. Nah, nah, nah. This ain't about that. Stop trying to put a bad rep on us and everything. If it wasn't for us, y'all would all be deleted. Which he was right. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why, like, no matter which way you put it, of I don't agree with Magneto, or oh, I don't agree with Xavier. Scott is the literal happy medium within the two. He understands Xavier's point, but he also understands where Magneto is coming from, because guess what? Genosha happened, where pretty
Yep.
much the humans let down mutants
Essentially
entirely,
genocide.
literally genocide of all of like a whole island of mutants. They were literally peaceful and
All right, let's
like
go.
like
Just Genosha.
Like
Just
literally
essentially genocide. They just effed
genocide and
off and they
genocide.
were just living by themselves.
They were chilling. They were chilling, and guess what happened? Boom, genocide happened. So you can't get mad at Magneto for fighting back. Like you just can't. There's only so much you can get hit and get knocked down. I'm
Facts.
gonna get up. I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna. And he said, "Enough."
That enough was
Whole
wild.
whole EMP happened. And
But that
everything.
was for that was a different episode. That was for the Sentinel humans. The
No, I know.
Sentinel
I'm
human
just
thing, that was wild though. I was trying to figure that out because like um Wolverine was snapping them things like they weren't just humans a few minutes ago, but I was like, well, wait, did they turn back into humans? Because they were breaking their backs and stuff like that. So I was like, do they turn
yeah.
back into humans afterwards?
Right.
I was
That
confused.
whole that whole
That
that
had me
whole
confusion.
the Sentinel thing had me confused too. I'm just like, what the hell
I was
going
trying to
on?
figure out like, and it's crazy the way hate. I think it was a great like Bastion is a very good example of how hate breeds
Mm,
because this man is so hung up on his hate for humans. I mean, for mutants that he's like, oh yeah, y'all think y'all so great? Y'all think y'all are like the next stage? Y'all gonna outbreed us. Y'all gonna outbreed us. And then there's not gonna be any more humans left. So it's okay. It's okay. So I'm gonna make a whole new species of humans, a whole new species of humans, and then we're gonna take y'all out. And then we're
hmm
gonna be better humans. I was like,
which is
it,
literally contradictory
that's the
because
same thing. I was like, it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing, boo. I'm like, boo, so you're gonna make an evolution of humans, just non-organic version,
and
honey?
he was literally taking actual humans and experimenting on them in order to create a sentinel or whatever how the hell you want to call it, which is
I'm just like
literally just the
a
non-organic
robotic,
non-organic
right?
way of mutants. So
Right. I was like,
come
so you're
on,
making a
bro.
non, and mutants are just human evolution. The
Literally,
mutants are just not. It's just the mutants are just evolution.
they're evolutionary. Yep.
They're called mutants, but they're like in the world of X-Men. That's just evolution. That's the next genome up. That's just evolved DNA.
Shoot, I'm gonna just call it the ZDNA.
Right?
Shoot,
That's Gen Z.
hell no.
Anyway. Oh my gosh.
If they are, we're doomed. Shoot.
Anyway, but um yeah, so that's literally just that's evolution working, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's right. They would eventually like outbreed us because that's how evolution works. I mean, we
Yeah.
would regular human like us regular
Really.
humans would eventually die out because that's how DNA would work. But if a regular human bred with a mutant,
Mutant.
our DNA would collide. I mean,
Exactly.
it's not like humans would just die off. I mean, that's
That's where you
evolution.
get.
We would
That's right.
evolve.
That's where you get Mark from Invincible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so in my mind, I'm like, I was just like, but the twisted hate is just so wild because he's
Just
like willing to kill all of them off, experiment on humans, and alter their DNA to
let
make this
alone
twisted version of a actual mutant, like literally mutate humans, and you're just like,
what?
fool, you're going out of your way to create the thing that you hate.
He literally experimented on his mom, folks.
Like,
He made his mom a sentinel. So if that doesn't tell you what hate is, I don't know what is. So
you gotta do the Kiki Palmer. But the gag is
but the gag
you making the thing
is
the gag is you making the thing that you hate.
exactly.
Like, make it make sense.
It ain't.
I don't understand.
Yeah, but
I got lost in my own confusion. I am confusion. So I found some like you said you had some tweets too.
oh, I don't have them with me, but I can just read them off the. I can just top of my head. But yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Actually, I can just let me see if I can look them up.
I was gonna say, could you just pull them up? Let me find the first one. Here we go. Chris Claremont says about Magneto, I changed him because I have no interest in the two-dimensional villains. In two-dimensional villains, except maybe in a I have no interest in two-dimensional villains, except maybe in a one-shot story, perhaps. But Magneto is the major villain of the X-Men book. He is their opposite number. He should be at least as interesting and credible as they are. To my way of thinking, a hero is measured by his or her antagonist. Chris Claremont is the creator of the show.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Right.
Somebody said, stop making villains heroes. And then somebody responded, Stan Lee created the flawed hero. Chris Claremont then created the flawed villain.
Created
Magneto,
the
unfortunately, the flawed villain.
Oh.
Magneto, unfortunately, is more right than ever. Batman and Spider-Man are the most popular. They have the best villain gallery.
Yeah.
To quote a line from Batman in the Batman series, when is a villain not the villain? That was random. There's also the fact that until the mid-70s, he was just a stereotypical supervillain who wasn't fighting against oppression or for any great cause, only for money. And he really liked deleting people and blowing stuff up. Chris Claremont is responsible for the Magneto we know and love. Venom is an example of a villain who evolved into a hero because he was popular with readers and writers decided to rehabilitate him. By contrast, Magneto evolved into a hero because every decade since Reagan, it's harder and harder to pretend he's wrong.
Damn. I only got tweets of like reactions from episodes, but this is from one of the most in my opinion, one of the most famous scenes in the show. Magneto releasing that EMP. It says
I was
when
going to
Magneto.
say, is it enough?
Yeah, it's when Magneto said enough. When Magneto said enough, our man was done. He was pretty much done playing nice and holding back his Omega level power. He realized right there and then he has always been right. It's either mutants or the humans, and he chooses the survival of his mutants by any means necessary. Shout out Roroni_Alley for that tweet, because
Man was out there at the North Pole in his underwear, y'all. In his
and his whitey
undies.
tighties.
Those were
Saying enough.
blacky tighties. Those were blacky tighties. Tidy blackies. Okay. Those were black undies. Tidy blackies.
Tidy blackies. Yeah.
His tiny little undies. I was like, no, he did not float up there in his black undies.
Mm-hmm.
His little baby bottom was just hanging. I was like, no, they don't got him just floating out here in his little undies.
And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When it comes to like, I think we talked about Xavier, but still, Xavier he really, bro, you not in the right. I'm sorry. I understand where you coming from, my guy, but you literally faked your death, went on another
I don't think
planet.
it's that black and white.
No, yeah, I know.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to give
no,
him more credit than I think he deserves, but
yeah, like you faked your own death because you wanted uh Gene and Scott to like be free and like not worry about anything, even though it was already gonna happen. Like Scott said, I would still have a kid. This stuff would still be happening. You left the X-Men, went up to like another planet to get you some with the alien queen or whatever. Then when you realize, oh shoot, stuff is going down on my home planet, I gotta leave. You decide to come down and start making demands. And Magneto was the one. I'll give you I'm looking at this tweet right here. Magneto said when he was talking to Xavier, he said, "I promised a boy a future free of fear, only to watch his frightened eyes be vaporized inside his tiny skull, because he believed in me, in the dream you had me sell."
That was a hard line too. I
That
remember
had to
hearing
be.
that one, and I was like, facts though, facts.
I was
He tried
like,
his best to
damn.
get to do what he to do right by what you said, and what
Mm-hmm.
happened? What happened?
A little kid's eyes got vaporized into his tiny skull, because he believed in me and in the dream that you had me sell. So,
Why?
like we said in the beginning of talking about X-Men 97, Magneto he's not just any regular schmegular evil dude or protagonist. He's
I
literally
don't think he's
he
evil at all.
he's not evil. He's he tr- he got the deed. He fulfilled Xavier's will in taking over the X-Men. He tried his best. He was trying to give
He tried
people
his
hope,
best, and
and
he tried his best in doing it Xavier's way. Xavier's
Xavier's
way
way,
don't work.
and he realized it can't, like you said, it doesn't work. I don't know how. Literally, when Xavier came back down, they were saying the X-Men were covering up Xavier's death, even though
They were
X-Men thought that he was dead. He was never to be seen. But the news outlets, once again, humans, all these other people, they were putting a bad name on the X-Men. So
yeah
time
they
and time again, they save y'all. You put a bad name on it. You put a whole genocide of us. I mean, you display genocide of our kind, still saying it's our fault. What more can you do? Magneto's in the right. Unless and he showed y'all mercy.
And even if
He's
they were covering up his deletion, like even if they did fake it, so what? Y'all
we
just did a
still
whole
helping
thing.
y'all.
Y'all
We
did.
still helping y'all.
Y'all just
Like,
attacked us. Just attacked us. A whole
mm-hmm.
bunch.
Right.
So many people just bleeped off the world.
Mm-hmm.
Are we worried about Charles Xavier?
Right.
We're worried about this one bald headed man. Really? Really? That's what we worried about right now? The countless lives that are lost is not what we worried about right now. Okay.
Millions. It wasn't just tens of thousands. It was millions on that island.
And a violent crime. Stop it.
And it wasn't like
Stop it.
it wasn't nuclear, like everything
UN
decimated
officials
and
were
boom.
there.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
those people was there too. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Right.
Get some help.
And honestly, if it wasn't for the mutants that were there, I mean the X-Men that were there would be probably nobody survived. No, even though I know nobody, like only like a very small percentage survived, there would be zero. It would have been zero. So
yeah, that was one. I also
Yeah.
think. Wait, you made me. What's my track? Oh, I was gonna say something about Xavier. Yeah, I don't like how Xavier came back and he got real bossy. He got
Yeah.
real bossy. I was like, you got
Yeah.
some nerve, sir. You got
Mm-hmm.
some nerve. I mean, yes, it's my X-Men, but like, sir, first of all, you signed the deed to me
Sign the
as
will.
Magneto.
Sign the
You
will to
sir,
me.
you signed the deed to me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The will says your will and testament says that like this is mine. I'm not saying that like since you reappeared, you're not dead. It's not yours, but I'm just saying I've been running this while you were dead,
Mm-hmm.
gone, dead and gone, dead and gone.
Gone. Dead.
Like, I mean, I've been running this, and now you're back. You're back, and you're just like, okay, so like now that I'm back, it's time for me to do this, and you're like,
Yeah, like, hey, hold up, bro. What you talking about? You
everybody
were
else is like,
you were
I
on
would have been
you were
like, but who been running this show? Who been running this show? You weren't there at
exactly.
Genosha.
Nope.
You weren't there at Genosha, sir.
You
You
weren't
weren't
there
here
at
during all
this.
this tragedy. And
You
he
weren't
came
there
back
at the
acting
city
like
council.
everything, like, he came back acting like everything was Magneto's fault. And I was just like, well, see, what we not finna do is start pointing fingers, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, this is what we not finna do.
Nope.
Because
And
where have you been, Mr.
and
Fake Death?
mm-hmm. And if he
We
didn't
not finna.
open his big freaking mouth and his cue ball freaking forehead and let Scott talk to Magneto, and they
He
would
shouldn't
like
have.
they should he would have been like, hey, this is your team, Magneto. Like, so, and I kid you not, if they would have had it where Scott talked to Magneto, because Magneto respects Scott, and Scott now trusts Magneto to like more than he did, in the first place. But Scott and Magneto would have had a happy medium and whatnot. Even though I haven't read the comics, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it would have gone. But still, Scott and Magneto talking it out diplomatically and whatnot, they would have came to a decision, be like, no, you don't gotta do all this, Magneto, but let's try and find another way for them to, hey, understand, hey, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be nothing. So
The simplest thing to do was to ask him to, like, just undo the EMP thing.
right,
Just be like, look,
try and find another,
like,
like,
just undo the EMP part.
yeah,
Like we're gonna try, like, legitimately just tell him the plan.
yeah. That's all, and
We're
and
gonna try to disable the thing over at Bastions. So
mm-hmm,
as soon as we get that done, disable like, stop with the EMP stuff.
right,
Stop that,
yeah,
please,
and
for the
because
sake of the Earth,
yeah, because
for the sake of the planet.
the main villain, the main denominator in this is Bastion. He's
Yeah,
the one that's doing all the Sentinel crap, and what's the dude with the three triangle thing or whatever? Forgot his name.
I don't remember his name either.
I'm
Goblin
just
dude.
I'm just calling him Evil Knievel. Um, Evil Knievel and Bastion, they're the main problems. Like, just take away this EMP. We focus on them.
Not
That's
even
their
really him.
strategy.
It's mainly
Yeah, it's
just
really just
Bastion.
Bastion. Yeah, it's just Bastion. But yeah, but Xavier want to open up his big ass mouth and cue ball forehead.
So I was just like,
Wolverine got cat.
and
Sorry.
that
All right, go
was
ahead.
actually hilarious.
I was like, dang. Sorry.
I was like, that's hilarious. Honestly, I laughed. It shouldn't have been funny, but I laughed, but also was like, ugh. But I laughed mainly because Xavier. I mean, not Xavier. But Magneto is never gonna take anything lying down.
Right. And I was always wondering, like, when he was gonna do that. Like, when Magneto was finally gonna be like, all right, Logan, I can take all the metal out your body. Bop. And it happened gruesomely, but hey, that scene was hard. I can't even lie. Just jeez. I was waiting for it.
He is never gonna take nothing lying down.
Absolutely.
It's the funniest part to me. I was just like, that's crazy.
Whoever's writing Magneto's lines gotta be one of the best writers out there.
In there cooking.
Yeah, because he even said
all this up.
He said, as he was like, I'm glad, finally, Logan, I'm glad you've come to your senses. Something like that. And he was just like, bow. I'm like, ooh, that was hard. Ooh. Damn.
Just in there cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just in there cooking.
Michelin style 5 stars.
It was just a fantastic show overall. Okay, so there's one last thing I want to talk about. And it's not really a reboot. It's just random little topic. One more set of tweets I want to go over. So, I like Spider-Man. You like Spider-Man. Who doesn't like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Yeah.
If you don't, I don't accept you. I'm just joking. To each his own, right?
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. Do you believe that Miles Morales is Spider-Man? I said Superman. I meant Spider-Man.
I mean, technically, yeah. Just in his own universe.
Exactly. He's Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man. Just in another universe. Simple.
Right. He's Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. There's Spider-Man in a universe. There's Spider-Man in another universe. There's Spider-Man in another universe. Gwen Stacy is Spider-Man in her universe, or Spider-Woman. Whatever. There's different Spider-Man. Spider-Punk. So he's Spider-Man in his universe.
Yep.
There's like infinite numbers of Spider-Mans. Why?
There's a reason it's called the Spider-Verse.
Like, even before we got those movies, those already existed.
Yep.
We got that movie because those existed.
Yep.
And somebody was like, what if we got a movie about the fact that those existed?
We do. Technically. The hell?
What? I was like, no, sorry. I said we got that movie because somebody said that.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I thought you were talking about somebody tweeted that. Sorry.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
My bad.
Anywho, so the tweet is, I was reading this thread of tweets. It was on, somebody was painting a picture of Miles, and why is he black? Why is he black? Because the guy said, it's my face. I think you've seen that picture before. It's like the white guy, and he's painting a picture of Miles, and he's like, this is my son's favorite superhero. Spider-Man's my son's favorite superhero. And the kid, it's a little white kid, and he's in the Miles suit.
I think so.
Needless to say, I'm keeping it on check, and they're both painting it.
Never seen that.
I think you have seen it. I
probably have, but I just can't remember it now.
It was really cute. It was really cute. The kid's like jumping off the chair. Yeah, it was really cute. Little baby kid, little baby kid helping him paint and everything, and it's so cute. It's so cute. It's like people are almost offended that the little white kid is painting the black Spider-Man.
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, man, nobody, man.
And the guy in the description is saying that, like, this is my son's favorite Spider-Man. Basically, he's like, Spider-Man's his favorite superhero. So they're painting. He's helping him paint, and he was so proud of him and whatnot. And it's like, why? Some of the comments are like, why is he black? But why is he black? I'm so tired of seeing the black Spider-Man. Bring back Toby. Or bring back Peter Parker. You're like, Toby has 3 movies. Toby has 3 movies. Andrew had 2 movies. Freaking Tom Holland has three
Has three
movies.
movies.
Let Miles live.
Miles is about to have 3 movies, so I don't know why y'all.
Right, Miles is about to have his third movie. Please let the boy live.
Just like
he does have 2 video games.
Yeah, but hey, it ain't his fault.
And isn't Toby in the first? I mean, not Toby. Isn't the Peter in the first video game?
Peter's in the Peter's in the first one, and
that's what I thought.
Yeah, Peter's in the first one and in the second one. In the second one, because it's Spider-Man and Miles in the third video game installment.
Oh, okay. Like, I remember playing the first video game, so I thought he was in the first one. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I didn't play any of those. I played the first one. Anywho, so on to the tweet.
Oh Lord!
Because a whole bunch of people were just, why is he black? Why is he black? Why is he black? So, and just trying to say that he isn't Spider-Man. And yes, he is. Okay. Saying Miles isn't Spider-Man is like saying Jason Todd wasn't a Robin just because the original was Dick Grayson. They can't comprehend that a lot of superheroes pass their titles down to others once they no longer fulfill the role. Happens all the time in comics. They just don't like that he's no longer one of the thousands of white characters, but hurt crybabies. Robin is this is a response to that comment. Robin is a mantle. It's literally not the same. Green Lantern is a group. It is the same, by the way.
I'm about to say it's the same.
It is the same. Robin is a mantle. Like Spider-Man is a man. Spider-Man is really the same thing. Spider-Man is a mantle. They're just trying to compare it as like as a sidekick type thing. It's basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Green Lantern is a group, not one person. Okay. Spider-Man has literally always been one person. Robin is one person, but okay.
I'm about to say, what? Robin?
It's not a mantle. It's just like Captain America, who there's also more than one Captain America. And not just in the movies, there's more than one Captain America. And I'm talking about comics, not just the movies. There's more than one Captain America. They just decided to give I guess they're saying someone, an entire family like Batman and Superman, which is getting annoying. That every character has a huge roster of family. You're clearly a liberal, which I hate. Like,
what
as soon
is
as somebody says that,
oh my gosh!
I hate that somebody says that somebody's a liberal just because they want they like somebody that's like black. They're just like, yeah, this person can be black. They're like, oh, you're clearly a liberal.
Like, bro, that has nothing to do with that shit.
You're clearly a liberal who's trying to make this political when it's not. It's like, you're the first person that said something political. The thousands of white characters are made in predominantly white nation, in a predominantly white nation in a time when there were more white people in said nation. Are you that dense? If somebody in South Africa made a superhero, made a superhero, they were all black, would you be offended? Well, they wouldn't be all black because South Africa's not all black. So this person is clearly white. So this person is clearly white because they know nothing about South Africa, but okay.
I was about to say.
There was no other races? Of course not, because that's done. Should have picked a different part of Africa.
I'm about to say, it's like, first off, it's like
all places. Why did they pick South Africa?
South Africa, the main country that was built off of apartheid. What the hell is wrong with y'all? It was built off of apartheid. Come on now. Ooh, sorry, I hit the camera.
Because they picked
South Africa.
It's embarrassing.
Dumbass.
That's embarrassing. They just said something about Africa and they were like, yeah, that sounds right.
And they only could think of South Africa because Africa is the only it's just the only country.
People.
Yeah,
which is full of black people.
and it's the
because
only
that's the only
country
race
that
there.
has. And it's the only country that has Africa in it. That's probably why he also did it too, or she, whoever that person is. I'm just gonna say that.
Dang. Yeah, South Africa. Yeah,
South
because
Africa. Oh,
that's
yeah, South
Africa.
Africa.
South
That's
Africa.
Africa. I know that. I don't know any other countries in the
I don't
continent.
know. I don't know any other Africa countries. I don't know any other Africa countries. What's that country in Africa? Zim something. Okay, I don't know how to spell that.
Right. South Africa. The hell, man.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, dang. And of course, that because that's dumb. Marvel and DC have tons of black characters that are awesome. Yeah, name two.
Right.
Stop trying to make this political. It's not. Name two. Name two. Name two. I'm waiting. Name two.
Oh,
Static Shock.
yeah. Static Shock. Who else? Black Panther. Wait, he said
Yeah, Black
not Mar.
Panther. He
Yeah,
said Marvel and DC, so Black
Marvel and
Panther.
DC. Oh, Black Panther, Static Shock, um, Green Lantern. Literally one of them. Who else? Storm.
What's his face? Yeah. Why can't I think of his name? Aqualad.
Oh, Aqualad. Yeah.
Aquaboy, whatever his name is. I can't think of his name, but I think it is Aqualad. Yeah, him because he's
Um,
cooler than Aquaman. Because he knows magic and stuff. He's cool.
right. Mm-hmm.
He got all the good stuff going on. Aquaman ain't got nothing going for him. Aqualad got all the good stuff going for him.
And Blade. Plenty of them, and there's probably going to be some more.
Anyway, so back to this foolishness. Yes, Robin is a mantle. Yes.
Robin is mantle.
Spider-Man is too.
Exactly.
Which is why, well, Spider-Man is less of a mantle, but like I think the person is correct. That's Robin is a mantle, but Spider-Man has like a literally like an interdimensional thing going on.
I was about to say because there's like just like in Spider-Verse, it's different types of universes that have the same thing going on. They had an anime freaking Spider-Man or Spider anime. I don't know what to call it. Black Noir. Spider-May. Oh, that's cool. Black Noir, Spider Noir. I don't know how to. Whatever Nicolas Cage's character was, the detective one, that was cool.
Like I said, like Gwen Stacy, Spider-Punk, like those are all like really like Spider-Punk is actually like a really old Spider-Man character. Gwen Stacy, Miles is newer, just in like reference to Gwen Stacy and Spider-Punk because those are older, but
the Indian
Miles
Spider-Man.
is like, yeah, I don't know how old that character is. I'm not super familiar with his character, but I know Miles is from. I think his inception or conception was like, I think like the 2010s, 2008, 2010s, like around then. But even like looking from now, that's getting pretty old, pretty dusty.
Yeah, like, and
it's got a little dust on it.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, this is the pure example of using woke in the dumbest of ways. Just because you change the person's race doesn't mean that it's woke. If the character is portrayed well, and it just so happens that they're another race, that is a good definition of quote unquote woke. Where the original definition of woke is you have just a character, you don't care what its race is or whatever, but it's just a good character, good story, everything like that, good writing, and boom. That's what it is. but this dude or girl is using it in the wrong context. And the fact that he's saying, "Oh, like you said, we hate it when because you like a character that is black, you're automatically liberal. That makes no freaking sense. No freaking sense whatsoever." So the fact that it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy is Spider-Woman. Peter Parker, all the Peter Parkers, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, all the sudden green, all the spiders. Damn it.
So damn it. But I think that's all we have for you guys today. I'm glad we're back.
Yeah,
We
I'm
are
glad
back.
we're back. We're back. Hopefully y'all are still here next week. Make sure. True. Do I have anything? Yeah, no, I don't have anything else. I thought I had something, but no.
Oh, I was like to make sure. I was like, what? Well, what are we making sure? Making sure.
Nah. But make sure y'all leave comments down below. Tell us what y'all think. Give us some topic suggestions if you have any in the comments down below. Like this video, share it with your friends, family, anybody you know. Also, all social media links are going to be in the description box below. And
let us know if you saw Dawn of the Planet of, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Hell yeah.
Let us know if you watched the new episode of the finale, because the finale's coming out this week. So by the time I post this, by the time I edit and post this, the finale should be out. Comment on what you thought about the finale.
Yep. Yeah.
The finale. The finale. The finality. The finalities. The finalities.
Of
That's
X-Men
the
97.
things I want to hear about. I want to see about the finalities, the finalities, and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And if you saw Fall Guy and you actually liked it, please tell me why.
Yeah.
Look, you don't have to take my opinion. That's one thing I have to say. You don't have to take my opinion for 1,000. I'd love to know why you liked it. I'm just telling you from my more professional opinion why I hated it. Why I hated it. Because honestly, when I see something, I try to think in my tiny brain, maybe you're thinking too hard about it. But then the movie kept going, and I was like, no, I kind of hate this. But I tried to enjoy it my best, actually. And there were parts of it that I thought was fun. I was like, ha ha ha, this is fun. I thought Ryan Gosling was actually awesome. His banter and stuff was actually really fun. I actually enjoyed that. But I thought the plot was really dull, and I expected it to be more fun. That's just part of the reason why I hated it. I thought that if we did a tier list of certain movies, it was definitely one where I would say the tier that this would fit in would be like, I can fix this.
Yeah.
So I would actually rate it a little bit higher. I would give it a 4, mainly because I think the movie is moldable. Yeah, yours is more. It was better. There's some parts of the movie that really pissed me off.
I know.
like that end scene.
Yeah. But
I think the movie is really moldable.
Yeah, it definitely is. We always love doing and receiving constructive criticism. And we always watch these movies from an objective standpoint. It's not like we don't go into these movies hating on them. We just give y'all our authentic opinions about it. And we love y'all's authentic opinions as well. So leave them down below if you like Fall Guy, what you liked, what you disliked, just about this whole episode in general.
And if you'd like to start hearing us more on Spotify, because I stopped posting on Spotify because nobody goes to Spotify anymore. So if you'd like to start hearing us on Spotify, if you're tired of seeing our faces and you want to be able to only listen, just put that down in the comments. If that's a special request. Then just let me know. Let your girl know.
Absolutely. But we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.